Good Wednesday, happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever you celebrate here at the end of March. Maybe you're celebrating the end of March Madness, even though it's not over yet, but it's almost the end of March. It's the 27th. And you, hopefully, don't have problems in your standing sheet, but if you do, you need to pay attention to this video because scoring may not work right. I noticed something in the last Fibonacci video I was doing, and there's a problem. You know what the problem is? I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is not that we're recording. The problem is that we have duplicate names of teams in here because people hand wrote their names and that the formula doesn't work right. For example, see how the word Colorado is listed twice here even though it looks exactly like Colorado? Yeah, I did not do that. I didn't spell Colorado that way. Somebody manually typed that in and they don't know how to spell. And it creates issues because the formula I wrote that checks to determine whether or not you have a winner is this the name of the winning team? Exactly, spelled exactly. And if it is, you get points. If it's not, you don't get any points. So you could have chosen the right team but spelled the name wrong, and you're not getting points when you should, and it's a disaster, I tell you, an absolute disaster. But it can be fixed, and I'll show you how to remedy this problem. Let's do this fast. So here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to go to your all data sheet. Follow my instructions as we go here. Create a new sheet. I can do it by hitting this plus, or I can right click and do insert new sheet, new worksheet. Boom, I got a new worksheet. This is going to be our little checker sheet. Now here's what you do. Go back to your all data, highlight your column D, which is going to be all your entry picks. That's all the entries. I've got 300 and some entries here. You'll have less, I'm sure. Or actually, you might have 500 if you're one of my big brackets. But you're going to copy the whole column. I clicked the D up there. You're copying the whole column. You're going to go to the sheet you just created. And you're going to go up to the A here. You click the A and right click. And we're going to do similar to what we do when we paste picks. It's a paste special values, even though those are probably our values already. But paste special values, do that. And you get a bunch of team names. Okay? Now, you're going to have a lot of duplicates in here because you're going to have hundreds. This is a huge list. The way to get rid of that, and one thing I do, by the way, first is I do something to the very top. I click the 2 here. I go view freeze panes, view freeze panes, so that now I can see the title at the top. You're going to click this. You're going to go data. After you've highlighted the whole column like that, data. There's a remove duplicates. That's what you need. Yes. And then you just say OK because it's going to say you're removing duplicates in this column. Boom. It's going to tell that there was thousands of duplicates, I'm sure. And I'm left with like 154 or something. That's way... Oh, there's numbers in here, so don't worry about that too. Well, there's one other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. You can do data. You're already in data. Go to sort. Go... This thing does have headers at the top. Go A to Z. And you're going to get a bunch of numbers. And you can... I'm going to highlight. I'm going to delete all these numbers because you don't have to worry about the numbers. They're not an issue. This is somebody put in scores. I'm right-clicking. I'm deleting all the numbers because they don't matter. I'm shifting up. And here we go. These are all team names. How many of them are there? There are 79. Well, we know for a fact there are not 79 teams in this tournament, so we've got issues in my bracket. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 or so duplicates. We need to see how they affect our master bracket, how they affect scoring. So here I have my unique list of entry picks, which we're going to start testing. And here is the master bracket results. So now you go over back to the all data sheet, and you highlight E, and you copy all the master result lists, and we're going to do a rinse and repeat, similar type deal here. Let's put it in C instead of B because I'm going to write a formula in B later. Right click, what did I do? Paste values, paste special values, remember that? Definitely with the master one. This is totally not going to work right. I like the color of this yellow showing me what's going on with the master over here. Okay, we need to remove duplicates here. So I'm highlighting this. I'm going data, remove duplicates. It's going to be right for me. Done. Okay. Now, so we've got a unique list of teams that have won at any games in this tournament in this master column right here, and we've got entry picks. So we're going to write a little something called a match function to see what's what. And I'm going here into cell B2. This is going to be our match check column. I'm going into B2, and I'm saying equal sign. Zoom in so you can see me write this formula well. Going in here, I'm saying equal sign because we're writing a formula. M-A-T-C-H is the match function, and all it says is you want to match something to something else. What do? You go match beginning parentheses, click on Akron, so it's cell A2, and don't put any dollar signs around it if you know what that means to do. Just leave it A2, then a comma, and it's saying, all right, where do you want to look for Akron? And we want to look for Akron over in the master result column. So I just click C, and you can see the way the code writes itself. It says C:C. It's looking for the entire column C. Then you put another comma, and you say 0 because it says, do you want to find the exact match for the team name, or is it okay if the team name is a little bit off from what's in there? Maybe there's a space at the end of it. Maybe somebody spelled Colorado, Colorado, or something like that. The artificial intelligence that determines how close the match is to the actual thing is something we don't want to address here. We want it to be the exact match because it matters for the way I wrote the bracket. So it's 0 there. End parentheses. Voila, and you're almost done. Akron doesn't appear because Akron didn't win any games. Now, one more thing you got to do here. You can either pull this thing down by doing like this, or you can do Control C, copy it, or right click with the mouse, copy, and scroll down all the way till you have no more teams on the left hand side. So right there, you can paste. Regular paste doesn't matter, it's fine because you're pasting a formula, which is good. Now, what has happened is wherever there's an error, that's saying that this team name on the left here does not exist in the master result bracket. I'm going to make it visually more appealing to us by doing a little conditional formatting. I'm going to write a formula that says, let's do if, I'm going to write this thing here and say equal sign is error, beginning parentheses, $B, $2, no, $B, and then 2, and blah, blah. And I'm going to make this thing pink. Or red. And voila. And I'm going to apply that by going conditional form. You don't have to do this for yourself. I'm just doing it to make it visually better for the video. I'm applying this. This is basically saying if there's an error there in column B, then make all that stuff red. So now I can see which ones I need to address, because anywhere there's an error, it may or may not need to go into the bracket, or we may or may not need to make changes. Now, I'm going to do something else I should have done before. Column C here, we want to sort this column C. So I'm highlighting column C and going to sort. We do not want to expand the selection. We want to continue with just column C, and we want to sort column C alphabetical, which it is, and voila. Okay. Now here's what we got. Akron did not win a game because they would have showed up here because they begin with an A. So Akron's fine. Every time I go over one, I know it's not a problem. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, Akron is gone. You could just delete Akron. We don't have to delete the error. Albany did not win a game, so Albany's fine. Arizona, you notice, is not in red. The match function has found Arizona in its exact spelling, so it's fine. So Arizona's fine. Belmont never won, so you can get rid of them. Bucknell never won. Butler did win, and they're white, so that's good. California did win, and they're white. That's good. Cincinnati, I guess, never won. Now, here's a Colorado issue. Now, Colorado and Colorado State, you got to wonder if the person made a mistake and they meant to choose Colorado or Colorado State. Both of those teams were in the tournament, so I'm going to assume they were meaning Colorado, not Colorado State. So these Colorados, Colorado never won, so it's okay, even though there's two of them. I'll show you when there's another issue. Colorado State is in there. Good. Creighton is in there. Fine. Davidson never won. Fine. Duke is in there. Florida Gulf Coast is in there in white. That's fine. Florida is white, so that's fine. Georgetown never won. Wow, I know, that sucks. Gonzaga won and is in there. Harvard won and is in there. Illinois won is in and is in there. Indiana won and is in there. Iona never won. Now here you're going to have a problem with Iowa State. Can you see what's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here. This, Iowa State, is the right one. This is the one in the master bracket that's correct. And here you see two versions of Iowa State. Now what does this mean? This is where we have to do something in our all data sheet. I'll show you how to fix this. You've got one person who manually wrote this because this one equals this one. This is why this one is white down here. So this is the right one. This is the wrong one. Now how do you find this and change it? Well, you go to the all data sheet and you click anywhere up here in the red, top row, and you just do data when you click this and filter, and all of a sudden it's going to filter all these. So it's going to filter this whole data set. which is helpful, which is what we need to do here. We're going to go into entry picks because that's where we have this problem. And what is it? It's Iowa. And if you don't have Excel 2013 or 2010, you're not going to be able to type in that filter. You're going to have to do a Control F to find the team name. Or scroll down in the list, actually. You do it like this. If you're in an older version, you scroll down. I know you probably aren't going to be able to see that too well on your screen right now. But you want to find, I'm actually deselecting all, and I am going to find just the Iowa State that's wrong, which is the abbreviated Iowa State, which is this one. Look, one person, Red, whoever you are, entry number 301, you typed in Iowa State wrong. You should have typed it in this way. You didn't get awarded points. Look at that. You didn't get awarded points when you could have won 2 points. You did win 2 points. We need to fix that for you. And there's a couple ways to do that. I would recommend, so you don't get confused with values and stuff, you take the right Iowa State, which is right here. You copy it. And this is only one instance of it. I'll show you how to do it when there are more. You just paste or paste values. If you do regular paste, it'll even work because it is a value. And voila, he's going to get 2 points. And so when I refresh my standing sheet, Red is going to get 2 more points wherever he is. And there's more to do. We're not done yet. So that was the one instance of Iowa State. So we're going to clear out this Iowa State. So I've now taken care of Iowa ST, this thing which was wrong. And I'm going to leave it there, just to leave it there. This is fine. JMU did win, but they won in a playing game, so it's fine. They didn't win in the main one. Right? Yep. So JMU's fine. Okay, now we got some Kansas State issues. What's going on here? There's 4 iterations of Kansas or Kansas State. Kansas won. Kansas State did not win. Is that right? I thought they had a good chance at winning. Where was Kansas State? I'm going to search for Kansas State right now. And I probably typed it in wrong. Kansas S. Is Kansas State in this tournament? What the heck's going on? Here's Kansas. Where was Kansas State? Looking. Not seeing. This is definitely going to go more than 10 minutes. Kansas State. Yeah, here we go. Here is Kansas State. They lost to LaSalle, so it's not going to matter. So lucky us. So you go back here. So these iterations of Kansas State do not matter because they lost. So I would have had to fix them, but because they lost, it doesn't matter. Nobody was getting awarded. LaSalle's fine. Louisville is fine. Marquette is fine. Memphis is fine. Miami probably lost. No, I thought Miami won. Nope, Miami lost. Well, wait a minute. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Yep, knew it. So Miami did win. There they are. They are called Miami FL. That's what they're called. So this Miami is wrong. So let's find out who filled that in. Here's how you do it. You go back to the all data sheet. We've already got the filters on. You go to entry picks. I'm just going to type in Miami, even though you might not be able to. You have to go scroll down. Okay, this is the one we want, just the one that says Miami, not the Miami FL. And oh my goodness, 2 people. Red loved to type in on his own sheet. You can identify who did this. It wasn't you as tournament organizer. It was probably the people that had the blank entry bracket. I didn't lock the cells because I don't lock stuff. And they were able to type names over, and that's what they did. So Red and Doc both put it in wrong and have not been awarded points. You're shortchanging your people. So the way to fix this, you go back to the sheet, you copy the right one, which is the Miami FL, the white one. You go back here, and I'm just going to highlight right here, and right-click paste. Regular paste is fine. And it fixes it, and you can see that they are going to get awarded points. There you go. Look at it happen. I love that it happens in slow motion because there's so many calculations going on at once. So yeah, fix that. Boom. Now they're done. So I have fixed the Miami FL issue. I am going to leave it in red though because I want to be able to check then at the end. Michigan. Okay, boom. We got a Michigan State problem. And I think Michigan State's still playing, so this is a huge issue. This is the wrong one. This is the right one, right? Because Michigan State, of course, is still in there. Let's find out who did that. And let's go back to the all data sheet. And let's look at Michigan State. And Michigan. And the wrong one is the one that has the abbreviated state. And it happens to be the doc in red again. Okay, it's these two people, of course. And I wonder if that's going to be the same. So this is the right one. Just copying it. And I'm pasting it right here. I think if I do Control V, that's fine. But I'm doing right click and paste just because I know that works. And then watch the points awarded will happen. They will happen in a second. There they are. Boom. And they happened. Okay. So that's good. That one should be done. Minnesota fine. Mississippi fine. Missouri did not win, I guess. Yeah, I'll put it down. North Carolina. Missouri did not win. Montana did not win. MTSU, I think, might have been Montana. Maybe not. NC State. We have North Carolina. That's different than NC State. Somebody typed that in, but they lost. Look at all the New Mexico State things, which are wrong. But they, I guess, did not win either. North Carolina and NC State are two different things, right? I don't know. Let's go look. I'm going to look for the NC State because I don't care about the New Mexicos because I know New Mexico lost. I want to make sure someone didn't type in NC State when they were talking about North Carolina. And they're just going to do a quick check for that by going here and looking for NC. And we don't care about Cincinnati. We just care about NC State. And interesting. I don't see any issues where all I see is Temple and Indiana as being the winners in all of these games. Okay, so NC State was an actual team. That's what that's about. I wonder, I guess, did I list them exactly like it's NC A&T. Bear with me here. It looks like they were an actual team. I wonder which game they were. NC State. Yeah, of course. They played. The Temple beat them, so it didn't matter. Not a problem. We're getting there. We're getting there. But you can see how annoying this is. And why it pisses me off. Alright, so Northwestern, I guess, lost. Yep. Lost. Nova. Okay, here we have an Ohio State issue. I mean, we probably know who it is, right? So all we have to do is go Ohio State. Ohio State. I want the abbreviated one is the wrong one. And shocker, it's the same people who decided to type over their brackets. Although I'm glad that it's only these two people. It's only affecting one person's entry sheet because I thought the problem was more widespread before I did this. And paste. And watch the points awarded fix themselves. And there they do. So this right, Ohio State's fine. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, are those two separate teams? Doesn't matter because they lost anyway. But there would have been, it's probably the same people that did that with the Oklahoma State thing. Oregon is fine. Pacific lost. Pitt and Pittsburgh both lost, so it doesn't matter. San Diego State, here we have an issue. SDSU, all three of those, right? Isn't SDSU saying, I used to live in San Diego. That sounds like the acronym for San Diego State University. So these two both need to be looked for. And this is the right one because that's the one that exists in the master. So there's a quick way to do this. You can actually look for all of them at the same time. You go to the entry picks and we're looking for, I'm gonna deselect all. I'm gonna find them all because they're all here at the bottom. SDSU you want to click on, and San Diego State. I'm going to click on all three, the right one and the two wrong ones, just to show you what it looks like. So you get a whole bunch of everybody's. And this is the right, this is the right answer. This is San Diego State. So really, you can get the abbreviated San Diego State out of there. I should have just done that right away. This is the right one, so you don't need to show that one. You just need to show the wrong ones. And of course, we have a new person. Somebody else wrote San Diego State, Jeff Willis. So we do have a new problem, but the other two people are still there. And so which is the correct one? The one that's in white. That one. Going back. Pasting. Okay. Points changing, sure. So we got that taken care of. And South Dakota, state lost, Southern lost, St. Louis. I don't know who Steve is. Steve is not a team. Let's see who Steve is. Just for Steves and giggles. Let's look up Steve. Steve is Steve. Steve. Oh, Steve just wrote his name for the tiebreaker. That's not going to hurt anything. Not a problem there. So we're not going to worry about Steve. Syracuse won. Temple won. And it's fine. UNC a loser. UNLV loser. Valparaiso loser. Come on, keep moving here. Loser. VCU winner. Fine. Villanova. Fine. Western Kentucky. And it looks like these are all fine. Loser. Winner. Loser. So, I hope that showed you what you need to do, because you need to fix up your all data sheets if you have teams that do not match the master result team. And then once you do that, you just go back to your standing sheet and you refresh. I think we're removing Linda and Russ from, yeah, we are. We're getting rid of Linda and Russ. Rather than me call them liars, we're going to remove their entry and see who's really on top. Oops. So that is how you fix the problem with duplicates. If you have any issues or you're having trouble with that, or you want to learn more about how I did that and why, then you can, I'm looking up Rust then. Then you can just give me a ring or shoot me an email, because I'm getting rid of Linda and Russ's entries. They are going to be gone. I'm just going to clear them like this. And clear contents and refresh, and you are going to see Linda and Russ disappear. And the real person who's on top is Andrew Abbott. He's got 2 A's in his name, and he's on top of not only the alphabet but also the Ken's Talk Super Fibonacci March Madness Bracket Extravaganza. And does he have the most potential points? Current points? Yeah, he does. Way to go. I wonder if he was a late entry or not. That's a winner, so that's how you update. Please fix your brackets. You don't want to have scoring issues, even though you probably don't. That's your update for 327. Ken Stock out.